Hello everyone. I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com, and I am here with another live paper crafting class. This one is fun in that we are using a kit, and I love kits. I am one of those people that has had every single paper pumpkin kit since they started in March of 2013. I love to create alternates with it, share ideas with them. I post tons of ideas with these kits, and now Stampin' Up! In the last several months they've been introducing new kinds of kits, and they are kits collection kits. Sorry, I have a little message on my YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Hopefully it'll be okay, because I don't have anybody over here on my computer to fix that. Let me know, you guys, if you're having issues on your end. Hopefully it's a non-issue day. There's always something though, right? But anyways, the kits collection is a wonderful collection of kits that you can see before you buy. There's lots of selection. When they sell out, they sell out. There's all kinds of different kinds of kits, Christmas related kits, birthday kits, 3D projects, all kinds of things. And they cycle them. So when a kit is depleted, Stampin' Up! Will replace them. They try to have around 10 kits out all the time, but sometimes it varies. And with COVID, I just want to give you the heads up on this. Sometimes a kit is going to be replenished, but it shows that it's missing, like it's gone. So we're having all kinds of product supply issues all over the world. And so if you see a product in the online store that is currently unavailable, it could be that it's usually that it's coming back. But in the kits cases, you know, it's hard to say. So I'm not sure if those Christmas ones, there's Christmas cards and tags. I should have looked into that before I did my live today. I'm not sure if they're coming back or not. I will show those to you. Now, when I say coming back or something's unavailable, I'm referring to what I see here in the US market, but we have other markets. And so on that note, the kit that I'm going to share today, it's called Light the Candles Card Kit. As of yesterday, it was currently unavailable in the US market. I'm not sure if it's coming back soon or if it came back already or if there was like, you know what I mean? It's unpredictable sometimes. We're going to blame it on COVID. But this particular kit, let me just show it to you, is again, Light the Candles Card Kit. And other markets may still have plenty of these. Now what we do have is the French version. So the stamp set words are in French, the language of French. So if you're really in love with this and you just can't wait for the English version to come back and you're in the US, you could get the French version. But in the meantime, this video will live on YouTube, and so eventually it'll come back, right? Okay, so I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to share today what I had planned on sharing. I have to tell you, when I first saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to change my whole live tomorrow. Nah, we're not going to. So let's go to the computer screen now, and welcome everybody. Oh my gosh, welcome, welcome, welcome. A big welcome to Trisha Joseph. She's our moderator. She is the gal that is my right-hand gal, right-hand gal. She sits in the comments in the live and helps answer questions, guides you to the right places, makes sure people are not fighting. Well, nobody's ever fought on my lives, but you know, she just keeps things moving. And so she's my voice basically, because I can't read the comments while I'm live necessarily. I can, but then this would be even longer. But so say hello to Trisha, and if you want to tag her in a post, all you need to do is type the @ sign and then start writing her name. So Tricia, you have to spell it correctly. You'll see her name show up. It's Trisha Josephs, and then you can click on it and then finish writing what you were going to write, and she will see it because it'll show up in like this bright orange for her on her end. Here is the PDF that you will be able to print off from my blog post after this live is over at 12:15 p.m. Central Time. This will be available to you in the link that you can find in the description of this video. So what I'm going to share today is obviously a couple cards there, you can see them, and then I'm going to show you some other cards. doing or having some alternate fun folds with this kit. So those are the measurements for the pop-up card and for the tri-fold card. And then the supplies are off to the right. You can see I didn't have to add a lot of extras. A lot of these things you don't even necessarily need. Take your pick tool is a luxury item, but so helpful when you have it. Things like that. So you don't, kits are great for people who are beginning crafters, great for everybody really though. I'm an avid crafter and I totally love having the ability to just quick grab a kit, whip out a card and have it ready to go. So let's go. I'm going to leave that up on my screen so I can see it. And we're going to move back down to the desktop. Did I share everything I was going to share? I don't know. I never look at my, I have this little agenda sheet that I always have out every time. So sometimes when you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. Did I mention the date? It's January 19th. I might have forgotten that. Anyways, Wednesday, January 19th at 11 a.m. Central Time. And we will have this, all this video content, photos of the projects, measurements, that PDF that you saw, everything will be accessible in the blog post. And you'll find that link in the description of my video. So here we go. This is one of the latest card kits that Stampin' Up! Released. Again, Light the Candles card kit. You can see that there's full color step-by-step directions for the cards. We have other kinds of kits too. These are just a few others that I've had here. This is the Petal Notes card kit. Super simple card in that you don't even need to do stamping. Like all of these little words here are set out and you can just punch them from a sheet and go. Let's see here. This one here is, oh, maybe that one does come with stamps. I don't remember. This one doesn't come with stamps for sure. This one is a punch out the little sentiment strips. This one's really been popular too, the Notes of Cheer. Here's For the Guys card kit, fun. That one comes with stamps. And let's see here, what else? Oh my gosh, I have some kits here. Let's see what this one is. This is that Christmas one that I was telling you about. This one is currently unavailable, Christmas Whimsy card kit with the cute little elves. And then we have a tag kit. They come in boxes that are like the paper pumpkin boxes too. So these are the Love Santa tag kit. That one is also right now in the US currently unavailable, but who knows? Oh gosh, this one's super pretty. Hang on, let me find the little instruction sheet. So you'll want to go to the shop Stampin' Up! Tab. You can find that on my blog, or if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you know how to get there. If you're someone else's customer, they can tell you how to get to the shop area, but you'll want to shop Stampin' Up! And click on, let me just pull it up so I can kind of tell you. When you are there, hang on, you're going to click the Shop Products tab, and then you're going to scroll down to where it says Kits Collection, and you'll be able to see all this fun stuff. This is another one, Kerchief card kit. Okay, so let us pull out, throw those over there, supplies that I have left over from this kit. So I just got back from this retreat that I did with a couple leader demonstrators in my group. They're at the Silver Elite level or higher, and we put together some fun ideas with this. So I thought I would share not only the cards that I made during that, but also some that I made not at that time. So here are all the pieces. We're going to need to have, let's just grab those right now. We're going to need to have one of these guys, one of these, one of those, and one of those. You can see how they layer on top of each other to make fun doodads, right? Fun embellishments for your cards. We need the stamp set, of course. We need some embellishments and adhesives that come with the kit. We're going to need the ink, and I like to use larger ink pads, so I'm going to bring that in. In fact, for my alternate cards, I actually brought in Night of Navy ink instead, so we'll just put that ink aside. We'll also need one of each of the envelopes. I did list basic white envelopes into the supply list, so that if you're going to do alternates and you're going to do what I do with the envelopes, with these envelopes, then you'll have some extra ones to mail with. And then you're going to need to punch out one of each of these pieces. So we're actually going to use the supplies that you would need to make one of each of these cards, but we're going to mix and match. Okay, so we're just pulling one of everything out. We need our card bases, 1, 2, and we're ready to roll. Don't fold these if you're going to do the alternate, one of the alternates that I'm doing. So let's just shove these off to the side. And let's bring in our trimmer with our scoring blade. We're going to start, oh, let me show you the finished cards up close. Let's do that first. So here is the cake slice card. So fun. A lot of people, when you watch the video, the how-to video for this, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you could totally turn them into shakers. Yes, you could. You see, there's like these thick little adhesive strips that you get with it. And you could totally put a window sheet between this layer, this top layer, and the adhesive that you're putting on there. Yeah. Fun, fun, fun. And then what you do is you seal up all the adhesives so that there's no holes. You put some sprinkles in there. You got a shaker card. So yeah, this is one of the cards. This is the envelope that I matched up with it. And then this is the other card. Again, you could do little shakers with that too. But these are just layered up so that there's a shadow in there. It creates depth, but you can see the sparkly inside layers of the candles there. So let's actually start. I was going to start with the harder card first, but let's start with the easier one. So for this one, again, don't fold it first. We're going to score at 1 1/4 inches in from one side. So hopefully, let's zoom in a bit here. Oh my gosh, Marcia, I hope you feel better soon. Getting over COVID even though she was triple vaccinated. I know, it's crazy. But hopefully it was more mild because you had the vaccination. I don't know, my child just got his booster. He qualified for his booster because he's a younger kid, and he just got his booster yesterday. So today he was not feeling so great, but he was willing to go to school. All right, so we've got 1 1/4 inches. We're going to score right there. It doesn't matter which side you do it from because this design is non-directional. And then from the other direction, we're going to score at 3. Now 3 inches plus 1 1/4 inches is 4 1/4 inches, right? And that's what that is. That's the distance that it takes to go from an outside edge to the middle of a card. So we're just placing different score lines in here so that we still have a folded card, but the connection of the two edges are not coming together at the side. They're coming together somewhat on the inside or middle section of the card. This is also a luxury tool, but so nice to have. We're going to use our bone folder and give it a good crease. All right. Next, we're going to take and cut open our envelope. So this is the envelope that I've grabbed with that. We're going to slice off about 1/16 of an inch on each side of the envelope. And that's just to help open it up. It's just a cleaner, easier way to open up an envelope. Like that. Okay, there's pattern paper, and here's blue paper. I mean, don't throw that away. You might want that too, right? Okay, so now we're going to slice just inside this score line here. When you slice on a score line, sometimes if your blade is not super sharp, it can give kind of a frayed look. I don't know if I have a sharp blade or not. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I'm cutting right on the inside of that score line. It's a pretty good blade. And then we're going to turn it around and we're going to cut at 4 inches. Okay, and that will be just inside this score line of the envelope. But here you have pretty polka dot paper left over, right? And now this is where it gets a little tricky, but I'm just going to try to cut off the blue edge on each, and it's going to come out to be about 5 1/4 inches in the other direction. Okay, let's see, we've got a 5 1/4 inch piece by 4-inch layer. So this could go right here if you really wanted it to, right? But I'm going to take and cut it into 2 pieces now. I'm going to cut a slice that is 1 1/8 inch. And then the other one is just under 3. So it's 2 7/8 inches. And those are going to be decorations for the inside of the card here. Then we need our candle piece here. We're going to stamp on that. And we need this piece here. We're actually going to adhere that. We need these little guys because they're going to decorate the tops of our candle. And make sure I've got all my pieces. And we need this piece. And this piece we're going to cut. And we're just going to cut it wherever. You could cut it with the scissors, but with the paper trimmer, you're going to get a more even slice. So I'm just going to make sure it's not right in the middle. I'm going to have it kind of off to the side a little bit. Put this down and slice. And now I have a clean cut across the edge there. Let's move our trimmer. Let's bring in these pieces. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add these to the inside. You could use the glue dots that come in the kit. There they are right there. Oh my gosh, I just got done cleaning a bunch of these little seal containers, and you know what I did? I laid it down into some drying multi-purpose glue. Gotta love it. The life of a crafter, right? Fun, fun, fun. So now it's gonna be all sticky in my hands. Oh well. I'm gonna put these 2 together. It's gonna be a little bit hard to see on my white grid paper, but it's just gonna be easier for me to put the adhesive across both of them at the same time, because this one's a little tiny. So now I have adhesive on the back, and again, that adhesive is just a little quicker to use than the glue dots that come in the kit, but you do have glue dots. And we're going to take and put 1, oh gosh, we'll just measure it here, right? Will that help you? 3 centimeters, or 3/4 of an inch in. That will help. Sometimes it's nice when Rachel shares measurements. So it's about 3 squares of your grid, or 3/4 of an inch in. That's strong tape. You see I couldn't get it off my fingers. So there's that. And then we can adhere these to the inside. And if you don't like the loud polka dots, you could go with the blue side instead. I like the loud polka dots because they're festive. Oh, and you remember this is 3 inches here in this direction. This is 2 7/8. I did that on purpose because I think it's going to look great to have these papers flow together a little bit closer. So we're just going to go like this. And if you want to, you can try to match up your designs. I don't know if I did that or not. Whatever. You can try to match up your designs if you want. But yeah, you can go right up to that edge, but you can't go on top of it. Or when you fold over the card, it's going to buckle in there. So be careful to always leave the little score line area uncovered. This piece is going to go, sorry, we're going to move it this way. This piece is going to go here. So what we need next is some adhesive across the back of this. And we're just going to do it right across the top here. We're going to fold this flat, and we want to look at the windows of the candles. So the candles have these little windows here that are going to layer onto this in just a second, but we don't want this polka dot paper to show through the window. Do you see that? It's showing through. So as I lay this down, in fact, maybe it's easier if I lay it down like this so I can see the edge of that polka dot paper. I'm going to line it up with the bottom edge of my card. Right here is where it's going to be if I folded my card up. And then I want to make sure I have an even amount of space on this side and on this side, and everything looks nice and squared off, 90-degree angles. Okay, so I've got that on there. And now Cheryl, who was on the weekend with us, had such a genius idea, because I was like, okay, then you try to maneuver this underneath like that, and then you stick it down. And she said, why don't you just line it up like this? I thought, oh my gosh, you are so smart. Line it up like that, right? So we've got our candles lined up. I'm going to do that again. Lay it down like this. Put your adhesive on the part that extends out because we don't want it hit here. And then you're going to fold that card over on top of it, so like that. Oh, so smart. Ta-da! Now you don't have to do alternates with these card kits or with these kit collection kits. They're made so that you can just create and go, just like paper pumpkin kits. Don't feel the pressure to make alternates. In fact, these cards right here are so intensely awesome that you wouldn't really need to do anything different, right? And you know what you're buying when you get these kits. You see them in the online store. You see what the end results are going to be. So you typically would buy a kit because you like the results of it. But if you are like me and you just can't stand to not create, then you can put together alternates. Now we can do some stamping. Let's go ahead and pull our stamps in. On this card, we're going to use the Hip Hip Hooray. And we're going to use the long message that says, light the candles, make a wish. And I think I had one on the inside too. You know what? I'm going to do this differently. You guys are like, what? Rachel's going to do something differently than she did on her original? Yeah, I am. That's okay. You're only going to see photos of the first one I did, but you'll have to watch the video if you want to see this one again. And it's not that much different. I just decided room-wise, you know, space-wise, it was better if I could do, I'll show you. All right, did you see how I mounted my stamps? I laid them upside down on my table and I let them relax, and then I picked them up with the block. That way they're not bent and twisted and all that stuff. So we're gonna stamp this one across the top, light the candles, make a wish. We'll stamp that one up here. Hopefully I have it straight because I'm not hovering right above it. Oh, it's a little curved. Oh well. I'll give it to somebody who doesn't care. And then this one underneath, lined up. Today's your day. Light the candles, make a wish. Today's your day. Hip hip hooray. And we'll stamp that right in here. Ta-da! Oh, I forgot my little embellishments on the candles. You know what? You'll see those on this one. So then you just take and you put these little doodads on the top of all your candles, and you have that fun result. Really cool, right? So here's how I did this one. I did light the candles and make a wish. Hip hip hooray, today's your day. But I think the more exciting phrase, the one that's really big, should be on the inside. So that was a last minute decision. We'll just go like that. Okay, the next card is going to be using the remaining pieces. I don't think I use all of them. I think there's some I don't think I use the circle. Yeah, and that's it. The rest I use. Okay, I'm going to zoom out just a tad so that we can do some new measurements with this card base. Is everybody having fun? It ends up in just the right space. Yes, it does. All right, so now we're going to take this card base and we're going to score it according to the directions. That's the one that's at the top. This is the freestanding pop-up cake card that I'm making now. So we're going to score this parallel to the short end at 1/2 inch. So I'll start on this side because it's easier to hold the paper. We're going to score with the light blade. Move that cutting blade out of the way. Then we're going to turn it. Okay, so I scored at 1/2 inch, and now we're going to score at 2 1/8 inches. And we're going to score at 2 5/8 inches. Yes. Then we're going to score, and this one's already in there. It says 4 1/4 inches. That's already in the card. And then we're going to score at 5 7/8. and again at, did I do 5 7/8? I did. And then at 6 3/8. And this one's a little bit harder to find on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer. So let's zoom in here so you can see. So here's my 6-inch mark. This is 6 1/8. This is 6 1/4. And this is 6 3/8. So it's just where that dark turns into the light. Okay? And then we need one more on the end at the 8-inch mark. So here's the 8-inch mark. Oops, can't see it. There we go. Scoring it at 8 inches. So what we really did is we scored in from each end at 1/2 inch, 2 1/8, 2 5/8. 1/2 inch, 2 1/8, 2 5/8. If you like to learn things that way, that's another way of looking at it. The next step, and we'll put this over here so it doesn't fall, is to take our bone folder and score in this direction all the way. We're going to do one more slice, or I'm sorry, we're going to use our paper cutter and we're going to do a couple slices, but first we're just folding on all of those score lines so we can see them better. And we have kind of like this now, okay? So let's bring in the trimmer. Now, this middle score line right in here, you want to cut just inside and just outside that score line. So we're going to open it back up. We're going to put it at the 4 1/4 inch mark here on our trimmer. And I'm going to zoom out. And we're going to do a slice just inside and just outside that. So the way that we do that is you watch your paper here and you're going to go just beyond between the two tiny measurement marks here on the inch end. You're just going to go just beyond, so kind of like right in between them. You're going to put your cutting blade down in the middle of your card, and I'm trying to remember exactly. I think it was an inch. Yes, it was an inch. So here's the 5 1/2 inch mark on my trimmer. I'm going to go to the 4 1/2 inch mark, and I'm going to put my blade down right there. And I'm going to slice from the 4 1/2 inch to the 1 inch. Okay, so I'm creating a slot or slit or whatever. Okay, there's that. And now we did move this way with our card. We're going to bring it back to that 4 1/4 inch mark, and we're going to move in the opposite direction now. And we're going to do that same thing, 4 1/2 to the 1 inch mark. And that's going to give us our little piece that we need to cut out with our paper snips, just like that. We've got a little slot. Another thing that I found that I needed to do before, and I really didn't do it before on my first card, but I'm going to do it before on this one, is to take our silicone mat and some of our green glue, also known as the multi-purpose liquid glue, and a sponge. And we're going to connect these two pieces together in this intricate area for sure, using this kind of adhesive. So we're going to flip it over. We're going to take and sponge on some adhesive all across this little intricate area here, okay? Try not to move your paper. And then get the edges also if you have enough glue. And then lay this right on top like that. So we're connecting them flat together like that. And now these little curly things on here are not going to get caught up when they go in and out of the slot of that card. Okay? So just let those sit for a while, put something heavy on it to let it dry. And let's come back to this. So this is the finished card, and you can see it in the pictures anyways. I'm going to show it to you. This is the finished card. What we want to do is we want to connect the 1/2 inch ends here. Okay, we're going to connect them, but we're going to sandwich in our little piece here that slides in and out when we connect. Then we can do some decorating. So you see how this moves up and down on here? Isn't that fun? So let's go ahead and finish off the card. We're going to put adhesive right here. You can use seal adhesive or you can use a stronger one if you wish. I think when a card has more of a 3D effect to it, it's better to use something like Seal Plus or to use this stuff here, which is tear and tape adhesive. Gotta love it. We'll just make sure that that's pressed down well. We'll take the backing off. I do need to trim my piece that's going to go in and out, because if you look at this, this here is going to fit into an envelope like that. And if this is too high here, it's not going to fit in the envelope. So this piece here has to be about 4¼ inches, and right now it's slightly taller than that. So we need to take this piece, bring in our trimmer one more time, and you can see it's 4½ inches. So we're going to trim off, we'll start down here because we can trim off a little bit more down there. Now let's just start up here. We'll start up here and we'll trim a little bit, like maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little less. Okay, and then you can take and measure from this point, go to the 4¼ inch spot here and cut off the rest. If you don't want to cut into this top part too much, just cut 1¼ inches off there. It's just that you're going to see less cake when your card goes up and down. So you really want to see as much of the cake too as possible. So we're going to set that inside our little slot. We're going to lay this flat. We're going to bring this down and make sure everything looks nice and even on the two sides and along the bottom, and we'll connect. Okay, so that is our little part that slides in and out, and it looks nice and even, so we're good to go on that. Let's put more tear and tape across the bottom here. This 1/2 inch section will not come through the slot. So even though we're putting adhesive across the cake down here, that portion of the cake is not going to be seen, unfortunately. Sorry about that. We're going to fold this over. We're going to lay this nice and flat like that. And we're going to take this folded portion and connect it down here. Next, we're going to trim our envelope, and we're going to do the same thing where we cut off the little edges here like that. And like this. Are you guys having fun? Isn't this fun? Oh my gosh, I love doing alternates and fun folds especially. Then we're going to cut again into the envelope just inside that score line so we don't have fraying. And we're going to cut some strips. So let's cut a strip that is, and I'm looking on my board here, we're going to cut, let's make sure it's 5½ inches now. So, oh yeah. Do we want to do that now or later? We'll do it now. We're going to cut it to 5½ inches. So I'm just cut off a little bit more here, and then 5½. There we go. There's just a little bit more that we needed to get rid of. Okay, now it's 5½. And we're going to cut these to 1 3/8 of an inch. Like that, and like this. This reminds me, my trimmer is really catching on itself today. You do have these little knobs on the ends here that help to kind of hold it down, so that when you're carrying your trimmer from place to place, this part here, the arm, will not fall. Okay, so you just have to kind of like loosen from the top or bottom to get it to open. Okay, these pieces are ready. They're going to go onto the top of each side, and that just adds a little bit of decoration. The top of each side, you're like, wait, that's the back. But it's not really the back, it's the top. Because when you fold your card flat, you're going to see, and I just want this kind of to flow here. There we go. I like my designs to flow. You're going to see the top of each side when you fold it flat. See? Like that, right? So then we need embellishments. we need our little guys here, and we'll go ahead and grab our take your pick tool. You could either use the pokey end, or you can try to do this technique where you grab it with the sticky end, and then you can just go right in there like that. That's a nice luxury tool, gotta love it. And then we need our message on the front of our card. And for this message, we are stamping the happy birthday. Happy, happy birthday. And we're stamping that onto this white strip. Sorry. Lots of things on my desk. We're going to stamp that here onto this piece. In fact, I need to have it against something that is not white so I can see where I'm going. There's that. I know I should be using the Stamp and Pierce mat with photopolymer. This is going to get layered. You don't have to. That's a luxury tool. I always forget it. Oh, I always forget that thing. Sorry, you guys. You're yelling at me. I can hear you. And then this goes right on the front of the card, and we're just putting adhesive along the bottom portion of that bluish strip. Can you see it? There you can see it. It's just along the bottom because it's going to poke out a little bit above the top. And that's going to sit here. You see how there's a portion that doesn't get adhered? So be careful on where you put that adhesive. The only other thing that I added on this card that I don't believe I added on my other finished, oh, and I didn't use this. I guess I didn't use that or the circle. This one I had Make-A-Wish on the inside. Happy, happy birthday, Make-A-Wish. So either way, this does need some time to kind of work itself into a position where it will sit nice and flat. So if you need to, you know, kind of manipulate your card a bit to get those folds going in all the different directions. And when the person takes and receives their card, they're going to go, oh, 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 that's cool. It's going to be one of those easy fun folds for them to figure out, unlike some you have to call your recipients and say, okay, did you figure out how to open my card? But there is that finished card, and there is this finished card. Yay! We did 2. Now I told you I have more, right? I do, I have more, but I'm not going to walk through each one of them. I'm going to explain them. In the meantime, I'm going to just point out that we do have prizes that we are drawing during lives, and I always forget to mention that. So if you have not commented yet, get in on a comment. Either tell me where you're from, tell me what you're doing at the same time as you're watching this. Oh my gosh, last week I was reading quite a few of them. I don't have the screenshots of all the comments, but I watched the whole thing and read all the comments, and it was fun to hear what some of you were doing while the live was going on. Super humorous stuff from some of you. Yeah, and not all humorous. Some of you were recovering from surgery, I think. Somebody was recovering. Oh gosh, I feel bad. I can't remember who it was now. But hopefully you're all in good health. Okay, so then yes, comment, and then we're gonna do a live prize drawing towards the end here. So Trisha's gonna be picking some winners, a couple winners. I do have a winner from the after live comments from last week. So if you were an after live commenter, which means you're watching this after the live is over, and you commented in the other section below, then you got entered into the 3rd prize drawing. And the prizes were picks from celebration sets, and we're just new into celebration. I always say celebration, sorry, celebration. We're just new into it. So hopefully the winners that we chose, the 2 last week and the 1 for now, that I'm going to show you in just a minute. Hopefully you guys haven't nabbed up all of these celebration sets yet. So I will show those sets. I'm going to show you the winner, and we'll do that. And then we're going to move on to the other cards, and then Trisha will pick the winners for today, because we have lots more to share, so don't pick them yet, Trisha. I'm going to just share this winner here from last week. Getting my little thing ready. And these are the sets that Sandy Her name is Sandy. I'll tell you her last name in just a minute. But these are the sets that she gets to pick from. I have Awesome Otters, Catching Butterflies, Driving By, a couple more of the Catching Butterflies, Awesome Otters, Feels Like Home, and Counting Sheep. So let me know. And the winner is, ta-da, Sandy Kulik. I think that's how you say her name. Thank you so much for commenting after the live. And now we're going to go back to the cards on my desk, and I'm going to show you a few more. So this was actually the first card I created, first internet, the first alternate that I created with the kit. Again, I haven't been doing alternates with these kits just because they're perfect as is, but I just couldn't resist on this one. So this is the same type of fold using the envelope paper that I paired up with the cake card that was the freestanding pop-up. Okay, it's the same kind of fold as this one here. Same kind. I just turned it this way instead of this way. So really, there's no extra instruction that I need to give you on this. You can see I put the wishing you a happy birthday, just different wording in there. I also topped the candle here with the fun little doodad. But I topped this one, which I believe, oh, you know what? I had to stamp that one. So there's a stamp that comes in the kit. You could do that on your candles too. There's a couple stamps actually that are the tops of the candles. So you could stamp them on the insides of these if you wish. Doot, 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 doot. You know what I mean? But I didn't have a lot of those glittery dot things, so I didn't. But yeah, stamp it, put a thing on there, put a thing on there. Birthday wishes on this circle. Fun. Okay, the other card that I did was now this one, I wanted it to be a little bit more pizzazzy when you look at it this way, but it's not. It's not really like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. It's kind of not so colorful, right? But hip hip, today's your day, hip hip hooray. You just want to grab this, don't you? This is one of those magic slider cards. So when you pull it up, the candles turn all glitzy and colory. So yeah, but this is still kind of boring in here. It's not my favorite alternate, but it's an idea. So if you've never done a magic slider before, basically it's the two pieces connected at the top. Okay, they're just taped right together at the top. And then I put this thing in there too. I sandwiched it in there so it became my tab. And on the inside here, I don't even know if I can take this apart. Oh, I can. I can kind of pull it apart. We'll do that for you. On the inside here, you can see I put a little tiny strip of white cardstock, and that created a stopper so that it wouldn't slide through my slit that I made. So I made a slit in the designer. Oh, I'm just going to peel it apart. No, Rachel, no. I'll do it slowly. So I have to show you. This is just an extra piece of basic white cardstock, which is why that's listed in the supplies there. So we can just put a new one of those on the back, because you got to see how this works. This is so cool. We're almost there. All right, so you see I've got a slit in my envelope paper. My envelope paper is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. That's this piece here, right? And then I just took and I put a strip of cardstock right across the bottom there. So I only made the slit so wide so that my piece could slide in and out. That's the stopper. And then this is just another piece of envelope that I put down, and I tried to make sure that it was adhered along the sides here really well, although it's not very well now. But that prevented it from the little ends kind of sticking out each direction when you slide it up and down. And this is kind of self-explanatory. It's just on there. It's just stuck on there. So that's a magic slider card. Huff on the tape to get it off. Oh, I'm catching comments here. Magic slider cards are so fun. They are. They're totally fun. Dental floss. Oh, you guys are so good. Throwing in those little tips for us. Love it. I learned from you. Do you know that? I learned from you. I learned the word stamp surgery from you. All right, and then this is a shaker. Because do you see, on this one here, I actually cut that from the main piece. It wasn't that wide to begin with, was it? No. And I had an extra piece, and I was like, oh my gosh, let's take those, the front and back, and make a little shaker card. So there's the shaker. I just have some of the shakers for sequins for everything, I think is what it is. But there's like 4 different color swatches in this one pack. And I used the gold and the pinkish red ones. Gold and silver and pinkish red. Stuck them in there. And again, you just make sure that you're sealed all the way around when you make a shaker card. Your adhesive strips connect and make like a tub so that there's no leakage. None of the sequins can get out. Then you put your piece on top that has window sheet on it. Because you don't want your shaker pieces coming out of these little slots here, right? And that was pretty much it on that. This is an extra piece of basic white. This here is from an envelope. I just cut it into or folded it into a Z-fold card. So the same fold, but in a different direction, right? So I folded my card this way and then just put an extra fold going that way. And that's how you can make the shaker Z-fold card. Fun! Okay, Trisha's going to work her magic, and I am going to show you the prizes for today. Dimensionals for all the winners. Dimensionals, because you can always use an extra adhesive, right? And then clear blocks, because I get a ton of these when I buy all my kits. And some people can use extra clear blocks. Hopefully you can. And then these are sets that are left over from lots of different kits. These are the ones that I could find right now. We have an extra happy birthday one. So if you want the stamp set itself and you don't necessarily like the kit, there's that choice. This one comes from the Christmas Elfie one, the one that has the elves. This one comes from a past paper pumpkin kit that was one of my favorites. Blissful Blooms or something. This is from the Manly Kits Collection kit. Forgot the name of it. For the guys. And then we have this one, which is from a past paper pumpkin kit as well. It has lots of medals, congrats, teacher, coach. So you get to pick a stamp set, and then you also get dimensionals and a clear block with your prize if you're one of the winners. So I'm just going to scroll. By the way, if you have not done so yet, I would love it if you would give me the thumbs up. You guys are so good about telling each other that. Give me the thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know, come back and visit me. I'm usually live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. And I'm going to peek to see if Miss Trisha has announced winners yet. Not quite yet. Okay, let me tell you a few things while we are waiting. We have things going on. There's a big promotion called Celebration. If you did not watch my live last week, I'm going to pull that brochure in here so you can see it. And lots of goodies with that. I'm trying to look at my notes here and see if there's something. I'm going to go back to the desktop so you can see that. Oh, Trisha has announced the winners. Yay! Cindy Bassett and Linda Bickford. Congratulations to both of you. Let me know what you'd like. The first one to reach out to me is the one that will get their first choice. So give me 2 choices when you email me at stampyourartout@comcast.net. Okay? All right. So these are, oops, you can't see me. Here I am. Hello. These are the catalogs that are new. This one is a brochure. This one's a catalog. This one you can shop from. This one you can pick from. Okay, these are free products in here. And so when you are looking through here, you can say to yourself, oh gosh, I really, really love this daffodil paper. Well, you can get it for free. You can get it for free in the US with a $50 order. Every market's a little bit different on pricing. Catching Butterflies is in there, Driving By. This fun rainbow paper, which I'm going to show very soon in an upcoming live. We've got the Simply Marvelous paper. Gosh, the Otters stamp set is a big hit. So lots of fun stuff. We also have things that are free at the $100 level too. So if you are placing a larger order, you may want to pick this stamp set and 12 by 12 paper combination. This is called Friendly Hello. Or you could pick the stamp set called Special Moments. It's a huge collection of sentiments. Really, I love it. That was one of my favorites. Then we go further in this brochure. This one here is free with a $300 order. And you ask why? Because it's a host-only stamp set. Calming Camellia, thank you so much for letting me know the pronunciation of that last week. Calming Camellia is a host stamp set. You get it with a $300 order because a lot of people will host an event. So they gather their friends either virtually or in person, and all the orders go in together, and then the host or hostess can earn that as a freebie. Just by gathering their friends. So you don't necessarily have to order $300 worth, you just have to have a collection of orders. And then on this last page, we have a join special going on right now, and every time we have a celebration going on, we have a join special. And this time, it's 2 free stamp sets of your choice, which does not include celebration picks, because those are free, and it does not include host sets, because those are free. Those are earned things. But it includes anything else that you would want to purchase. And there's a whole bunch of new stuff in the catalogs here. So if the stamp set Honeybee Home floats your boat, that could be totally free. And you normally pick up to $125 worth of product, and then you pay $99 plus tax. But yeah, there's lots of choices in here. So it's up to $125 worth of product for $99 plus tax. No shipping. Shipping is free. I'm sorry, look at that one. Super fun. So any 2 stamp sets, they could be the most expensive ones on your wish list, okay? So have fun looking through that. And if you are interested in joining my group, my community of stampers, you can go to my blog at stampyourartout.com, click on the join menu choice at the top, and it will give you the option of choosing to purchase the starter kit. If you are a demonstrator already, you know how much fun it is being on the demonstrator side of things, getting our discount and all that stuff. And don't feel like you have to be a demonstrator in the aspect of how I am or how maybe some of the other people that are out there on the internet that you see all the time or whatever. Those people are doing it as a business, and you don't have to. You can do it just as a discount shopper. So no pressure, just have fun. In the US, the minimum, because somebody asked this last week, the minimum that you need to put in for sales, which can be all your purchases, is $300 every calendar quarter. And your first calendar quarter is free, so January, February, March. This quarter would be free, so your first set of 300 would not need to be in until the end of June. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to share today. Oh, next week, I am going to be here on Tuesday. Everybody say that with me. Tuesday. Tuesday. The reason why is because Rachel's just getting all this medical stuff done. I don't know why. It's winter. This is the time to do all these tests and checks, and my kids are older, so anyways, I'm getting some stuff checked out. I'm getting a test done, and I have to go there on Wednesday because it's the only day that they can do this test. And so I won't be here next Wednesday, but I will be here on Tuesday. We're going to be here a day early, so I hope you can come back on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. If you have other engagements, I totally understand. Consistency is good, Rachel, but I'm not going to be consistent. But I don't want to skip either, because I have lots of things to share. So thank you, Tricia. She said she could join us too. So hopefully you can all join in. And newbies, please visit too. If you're watching this after the live, we'd love to have you on the live next week. I think that's all I want to share. So next week at 11 a.m. Tuesday, that's January 25th. And for those of you that want to see photos, measurements, supplies, the PDF, again at 12:15, which is in about 20 minutes. Thank you so much, everybody. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.